This is the exact market where the incident of the Nigerian Air Force took place, where over 200 civilians were targeted through the airstrike. Now, the government are saying that this market have been closed, that what they targeted is just the Islamic sect. They did not target the civilians. And the people are saying, no, civilians are there. So people are now choosing sides, believing the government or believing the civilians. But as you know, I have done my research and I'm going to give you exactly what is happening. Boko Haram have activated the principles of human shed. I taught you 5 Islamic principles of war. You can go and check it. Just type it, Islamic Principles of War by Okocha Marcel. Google will bring out the video for you and watch it. I taught 5 principles of war that these people are using. Boko Haram, Iswap, all these people, they are using it. Now, I want to let you know that these people have officially activated the principles of human shed. Now, a lot of you who blame Israel for killing, either you say they kill civilians or they bomb hospital, they bomb market, you did not understand what Israel was doing. This is not to support Israel. Don't get it twisted. I'm taking you to somewhere. You are not wearing Israel's shoe. You are not putting on their shoe. You are not putting on their clothes. Now, this is where let me say, anyone that want to fight insurgents, this is where you are going to be now. You are going to find it difficult to fight right from now because Boko Haram have activated the principles of human shed. And by activating the principles of human shed, they will use markets, they will use schools, they will use hospitals to make transactions, to keep weapons. They will use mosques, they will use where civilians will be to do all these things. Why? Principles of human shed is a principles of Islamic war that these people activate anytime they want to go offensive to conquer. When they want to go highly offensive to conquer, no longer in the remote area, no longer in the bush, they want to take over the town, they start using principles of human shed. So that you can't bomb mosque. If you bomb mosque, you attract sympathy. Muslims will be against you. If they use church, if you bomb church, they will attract sympathy. That's not bombing civilians. If you bomb school, hey, they will take you to International Criminal Court. They say, oh, you are bombing schools. But these people are using these areas. And this is what they have activated in Nigeria. And you are going to be seeing it now. And I want to let you know that we've got the news, and we have verified it, that 3 cattle markets have now been closed in northern Nigeria. Why? They are using it to do transaction of guns and money. They use it to do transaction of dollars. They keep ammunition there. So they have to close it down. These people have activated the principles of human share. So stay with me. Let me tell you what I have been able to do. After reporting yesterday's incident, I did not just stop. I started doing more and more research about this issue. So before I go into the main video, I want you to just take a brief look of the environment where the strike took place. Monday, the 13th day of April 2026. Good morning, everyone. If you are a reporter like me, who don't just base on what he sees on social media to report news, or who don't just base on rumors to report news, you must be worried about the reality on ground. You must be worried about some certain things that are going on in Nigeria. Now, I had 3 major briefings about the Nigerian airstrike incident that took place in Borno State border. A lot of people have been reacting differently to it. There are mixed reactions. Some persons are saying that because the market have been closed for over 5 years now. Yes, I know the market was closed in 2021. I'm aware of that because of the activities of Boko Haram and so on and so forth. But they are not also telling you the other part of the story. That is, when a community becomes Boko Haram, or when a state becomes a Boko Haram state, what are you going to do? And that is the reality on ground that people are not telling you. Yesterday, the first information I got from that bombing after the news broke was from one Adamu. Adamu is a person who is working for us, not just for me. He works for so many reporters. These are the people that have access to internet that you can trust, that you can send even on the data. They will get you the accurate information on the ground. However, Adamu was not there. He was not close to where the incident happened. So he's far away. So he got his information. He first shared with us from the call he made to the people around the area where the incident happened. And what he said yesterday was, yes, there were civilian casualties. Civilians were targeted, not intentionally to say, according to him, but yes, there are civilian casualties. To the extent that he promised to go to hospital where there are some persons who did not die. They need blood in the hospital. So stay with me. Then the second briefing I got was from my friend who is in the Nigerian army. By the way, in the year 2017, I am the one that bought form for him to join the Nigerian army. So we are so close as friends. And that was then. I will not do the same thing now. Okay, before I did it, but now I cannot buy form for someone to join Nigerian army again. So that was before. So after seeing the video I made about the Nigerian airstrike issue, so he reached out to me. I told him that the lack of communication from the air commander, the air spokesperson of the Nigerian Air Force, is bad. Because if such attack happen, the news is not supposed to break it. Nigerian Air Force is supposed to break the news that we struck so place, and this is what we struck. This is why we struck. Now, this Nigerian, I will not call his name. This my friend. He explained everything for me. He said that yes, that place is a money transaction place for Boko Haram. So a lot of things do happen there. But that notwithstanding, there were civilians there. So at this point, he asked me one question. He said, are you going to blame the Nigerian Air Force for killing civilians while they are targeting Boko Haram? I told him honestly that I am not going to blame them if they target the terrorists, because the terrorists use principles of human shade most of the time. They would like to go where there is school. They would like to go in the marketplaces. Even though the market have been closed, civilians are still around there. Civilians still go there. Civilians still do things there. Okay? Now, these Boko Haram people, they use human shade. I got information at a time when they were using the vicinity of schools that time, and that school was closed. So imagine if the school was not closed, they will still be using it. And if you bomb there, you will bomb schools. Now, Nigerians are about to wake up to one of the most dangerous things we have been seeing from around the world. That is using human shade for war. Boko Haram in Borno State have gained ground to the extent that they have taken so many people, like half of the population, if I'm not mistaken, in Borno State are not against Boko Haram. Half of the population in Borno State, they are not against Boko Haram. They do not see these people as terrorists. They see them as people who have the same ideology of what they want to see as a country. They do not see them as terrorists. They see them as soldiers of Allah who want to implement Sharia. So they see these people not dangerous people at all. So they are also people they call civilians. Terrorists, have become civilians in Nigeria because people have the same mindset as the terrorists. People want to achieve the same thing that the terrorists want, both people in office and so on and so forth. So after this Nigerian army explained everything for me, I said, well, I understand what he said very well. Then lately, Adamu sent me a number. He sent me a number. The person went to the hospital. So I spoke with the person directly, who have had contact with the victims now. One thing they are telling me is this: they are civilian casualties. But this place is a Boko Haram domain. And it's so unfortunate that you can't separate or differentiate between Boko Haram and civilians. This is the peak of it. Where you can differentiate between Boko Haram and civilians, you know that it is over. The war is over. People don't know what I'm talking about. People will not understand it now. A community, a state will become Boko Haram, like all of them, Boko Haram. What happened in Zamfara yesterday? The Nigerian soldiers, one of the Nigerian soldiers, he's from Enugu. He's of Enugu descent. His name is Chinedu. He was stabbed to death yesterday. They are in Castina, so he went out of the barrack just to go and look for something to buy. Someone saw him, a terrorist saw him, a terrorist civilian. Because these people they see them as civilians, they are everywhere. Remember what Dauda Ndawa said, that the governor of Zamfara said that they know whom they are, where they live, they know their parents, they know everything about this terror. So where civilians become terrorists, it is done. The nation is finished. The nation is finished. Meaning the country have bought the idea of the terrorists. Meaning the country is not against the terrorists. So I spoke with the guy, the man, to say sorry, because I know he might be watching this video and he's not a boy, he's a man. So I spoke with the man that Adamu sent me his number, who told me that yes, some persons are ignorant of what they are going through, like they are victims, they are civilians, but majority of the people there that they born, that they are Boko Haram members. They are Boko Haram members. So I asked him, how do you now differentiate between, because according to information he gave me, people receiving blood in the hospital there, Boko Haram members are still there, and you can't differentiate them. This is a very big trouble. This is a very dangerous point. A very dangerous point. He said they can't differentiate them any longer. And this is shocking. It is shocking because Boko Haram are supposed to differentiate themselves, like do things separately. But in Borno State, they have spent billions of naira just in 1 year, not 1 billion, no, billions of naira to rehabilitate Boko Haram into the society. So those people that they have rehabilitated into the society, they have things in common with Boko Haram in the bush. They give intelligence, they do all sort of things. So people in the bush still come out like they are all the same. What do they want? They want a Sharia state. Boko Haram want a Sharia country. So at this point, what are you going to do? You see, the level we are going in Nigeria now is to legalize terrorism. People have legalized terrorism. Terrorists are now part of the society. And that is a war you can never win. When terrorists are part of the society, you can't win that war. You can't win that war when terrorists are now part of the society. It's now dangerous. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, from the whole intelligence, I got that now from the whole information. The truth remains that civilians were bombed. That is the truth. But another reality is that Boko Haram members are the original target. Boko Haram members are the original target. And I was not wrong in my report yesterday because I was trying to reach out to the Nigerian Air Force spokesperson. Even during the war in anything, these spokespeople, should I put it in that way, of different armed forces, spokespersons of different armed forces, they ought to make sure that they remain open so that people will get direct information. Because I was trying to know the purpose of the bombing, the target of the bombing that yesterday, so that people will understand the intention of the Nigerian Air Force, not the reality on ground. Because the reality on ground, I do not need Air Force to tell me the reality on ground when I can gather information or even send people to death. So I do not need Nigerian Air Force to tell me the reality on ground. We wanted a situation where the Air Force spokesperson could come out and say, yes, even before the news broke it, he will come out to say, yes, we struck terror targets. This market have been closed and Boko Haram have been using it. So we struck them today. We struck their logistics and so on and so forth. However, we do not know if there are some civilians who are there. As time goes on, we'll put out a report. Then people will not understand their intention of striking. Up to now, I have not removed it from civilian incident because date, time, incident, community, I do record every attack on civilians by the Air Force. Not only that, anytime Nigerian Air Force strike, what is it called, terror targets and kill terrorists, I record everything. And I do sell these informations to people who write books, to media organizations, international medias. If you need it, I give it to you accurately. Anything you need, information about security, insecurity in Nigeria that I have, I give it to you. So these are the things we do for us to document the accurate information and what is happening in Nigeria. And sometimes, if we come out to tell you some things, it seems like a surprise to you. No, it's not a surprise because we have been able to keep data. We have been able to keep information about what is going on. So this is the clarity about the incident that happened yesterday. So this is how we were able to update our information regarding that. Stay with me.